Cool. We're live. Hello. All right. Welcome, Aless. Really, really enjoy talking to you because first of all, I'm new to tarot, but I absolutely love your perspective on reading cards and what we talked about in your interview with story structure. We're going to bring that in and you're going to talk about the misconceptions and the ideas that people have that you're getting out of your Facebook group. When it comes to reading tarot. So why don't you just start and tell us, let's pick one misconception that you often get asked about.
Yeah, actually, there are a lot of people, especially newcomers to my Facebook group, because after a while I tell them already what I think about. But frequently I receive a lot of questions about if tarot brings bad luck, what to do not to download bad energy or to capture bad energy from the querents themselves. When you do especially online readings and you don't know exactly to whom you are reading the cards.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you, there are some people receive question about what do I do to protect myself during the reading, because it happened to me in the past that I caught bad energy from other people during the reading.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I don't know. I think it's more a prejudice against channeling and tarot in particular, because since when I started reading tarot, that was 93, there was this legend, I call it, because immediately after a few months, a friend of mine came to me and said, no, don't stop reading tarot. It brings bad luck. I know a friend of a friend of a friend that is a tarot reader and stopped reading cards because after a while she got a lot of bad accident or whatever, misfortune or whatever. So I think it's just a legend in my opinion. I mean, never happened to me. It depends how you perceive your life, Like if you think that the misfortune arrives to you because there is I don't know, you are not in position of deciding for your life, then for sure you perceive everything coming to you external, not because of your responsibility, but because, And I mean, life is complicated, it's complex and full of good and bad stuff. It's not that a particular tool helps you to improve or not. No, it's how you deal with your life, basically. And in general, what I answer is, since we are dealing with subtle energy, and when you start channeling and improving your connection with your intuition, your sensitiveness is higher in general. I perceive it. Let's say you start to be more sensitive to crowd, you get stressed a little bit easier when you are in the crowd, when you see sad movies. I cannot see any more sad stories in the TV or reading the news all the time because they are more and more challenging to my sensitiveness. And so it's a good practice, but like anything in life, to clean your energy from time to time and to purify your energy with, I don't know, Reiki, breath work, whatever, but like washing your hands before eating. It's a normal hygiene practice. I don't see it like something that otherwise you become a receptacle of phantoms or spirits or whatever, and don't arrive to your house through the internet or through whatever. One also told me, hey, but what happens if your querent has a curse and this curse comes to you? To be honest, I don't think you can pass it over so easily. No, I don't think.
It's a misconception of the way this reality works. A lot of people have the misconception that someone can pass you their energy, or someone can give you their energy. It's the same way when someone says, oh, a healer healed me. No, nobody heals you. Nobody gives you anything. It is your energy in this reality, whether you lower it or, you know, make it go high. It is literally all you. And based on how you move your energy is your perception. So like I was saying, we talked about story structure and looking at cards and looking at story structure when reading tarot. In the same vein, if your life has a story structure that I'm a victim and things can attach to me, you will probably have the perception, right? It's not that it's actually happening mechanistically, but you will have the perception and therefore experientially perceive it as such. But the cards themselves have literally no power, right? You bring it the power based on your perception, which is what we talked about when you read, you know, you looked at cards in your interview. And, you know, looking at the story structure of the card creates a perception, but it's your perception of the story structure based on what you may be matching. You can match the energy of somebody, but you can't take it on. It's literally impossible to do that. So I think it's so interesting how these misconceptions come up. Like, I caught bad energy from the cards or something, or someone's curse. Mechanistically, you can't do that. Experientially, it might feel that way because that's your belief system, but you can't actually do that.
No, in fact, and also the story of the story structure, no? It can be applied while you are reading tarot to, let's say, analyze yourself and your life and a particular problem you have. And actually, it's a method that with tarot or without tarot, it's a typical tool for coaching, no? To rewrite your story, how you perceive yourself. Are you a victim of your life? Are you a protagonist of your life?
Yeah.
Are you no? That's and the one practice in coaching in general is to help you rewriting your story, no? So what happened to you? Does it bring you to your objective to you, or not? Can you be considered, let's say, the protagonist of your life? I mean, you arrived here because you made choices. That's the point. You make choices. I make choices every single minute. Do I participate to this interview or do I don't participate to this interview, to this summit or not? Do I read these cards today or not? Do I apply for a job or not? You know.
Yeah. What I love about the cards too, and you talked about this, is that you can receive like a positive information or negative information. The cards contain a holistic perspective. And what you read out of it gives you a signal as to what, like we said, what is your story structure? And what I think is so amazing is then you can ask, why would I perceive it that way? What is my belief system that is allowing me to perceive, you know, this card in this particular way for myself or for the person I'm reading for, whichever.
In fact, the point of reading the tarot, you can improve your reading. You can use different techniques, okay, as in any tool. But the point is, you are a good tarot reader if you actually are able to zoom out from the cards on the table and try to communicate with your intuition, which is the communication with your higher self. Because if you read with the eyes of your ego, then you start to perceive the cards as communicating misfortune or whatever. You know, for that, it's important to connect with your intuition during the reading. It's not just to learn meanings of each card or a particular spread or whatever. It's really important to download or to channel, let's say, messages from your intuition, because it helps you to zoom out from your particular, even if you read for yourself or even if you read for others, from the particular prejudice you may have about yourself, no? For that, sometimes it helps, no? Every tarot reader knows that actually it's easier to read for strangers than for your own family members or your friends, because you don't know anything about the other person. That helps you to speak directly from your intuition instead of from your ego, because he thinks to know what's the situation of this person, if it's your sister, if it's your brother, whatever, no?
Yeah. I think somebody who does no experience with tarot is actually at an advantage because they don't know all the rules. They don't have these preconceived notions possibly about all the legends and the history behind historically what people have said about the cards and stuff. So they could tune into their intuition versus trying to pull out the right answer.
It helps, it doesn't help this story, in the meaning that I am a big fan of studying, because I have also an element in my personality. The point is, I don't really believe in, you can channel, but to transform the information you channel in a message that can be understandable to others, you need to have a vocabulary.
Okay.
In tarot, in my opinion.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and this vocabulary, so how you can transform the essence of the card in different registers, in different situations. In this case, it can be that. In this particular situation, it can be that as well. It helps you to read a lot of books. The meaning that the more background you have about the tarot, the more you can study. You don't have to, but if you have some knowledge of Kabbalah, if you have some knowledge of astrology, if you have some knowledge, the more you know, the more your vocabulary is richer. And the more is richer, you are able to communicate with the person in front of you in the right way. That's my personal idea. You don't need to know all this story about tarot, okay? But in general, what I want to say is the information you channel is something pure, but how you express it depends of you as a person, as your background, your experience, your age, your life experience, not just your knowledge about tarot, no?
Yeah, no, if you have I see what you're saying. Like if you have particular kinds of language or vocabulary to apply to what it is you're doing, it can absolutely be helpful for sure. There's a Facebook user that said, hello, Allison Sutter. You guys, we can't see who you are. If you want to announce yourself, if you want to ask a question, right now it's all anonymous unless you want to tell us your name, but ask a question. Let us know if you have any thoughts on this for sure. Any other misconceptions that you see in your group or any other common questions?
The conception about that's a big one, about the future, for instance, and the tarot, no? In general. And there is some confusion in general because obviously there is no scientific proof about anything, about this. So everybody has his own idea, but most of the time regarding the reading of the future limits the possibility to read tarot, because people are either afraid to know the future because they think it's fixed, no? And once they read it, it happens. And that's again the conception of the misconception that actually you don't have any possibility of building your life by yourself. You are like the receiver of external influences. And then also the point that actually to read tarot means to be predictive, to read what's going to happen. But the point is, how can I say, in my conception, the future that the tarot sees is something that is, how do you say, statistically probable. Okay, but it's not written in stone. It's not fixed, and you can change it the day after, step by step. And so, the beauty of tarot and any other intuitive practice is to understand where you are now, where you are going to go ahead if you continue on this path. You don't like the path, you change your actions. Okay, obviously you can change the influence of other people. Let's say if you want a particular job in a particular position, in a particular company, and these people already have decided for someone else, or they don't need this kind of position right now, or you can't influence the other people, okay? But you have a margin of change, getting a job that is similar, or no? So it's not that if the tarot reader tell you, no, you are not to get this job, then it's useless to even try, no?
Right. No, I know exactly what you're saying. The misconception is there's one linear future. People think there is one consecutive where there's actual infinite possibilities. And in any moment when you're changing your present, you're actually changing your past and your future, because there isn't one timeline. We perceive it that way for the story structure that we're exploring and the themes that we're exploring, but there isn't one timeline. So when you could like stack up some stones and try to read the stones as much as you could, read tarot cards. But like you said, you're only reading the energy of a possibility or even a probability at the moment from that perspective, from that point of view. So it's like nothing is literally set in stone. We have so my name is Jacqueline. Some people say oracle cards carry a higher frequency than tarot cards. So Aless, what's your thought on that?
In which meaning higher frequency? As an object, or as a...
What I would say to this is that that's a story, right? We have stories that things are higher frequency or of higher value. Like one is good and one is bad. Everything like in tarot has the good and the bad read in it, and that's a perception. Perception is,
There are some oracle deck that are particularly consolatory in nature, or healing in nature, because the messages that they give are more have the function to heal, no, to hug you, basically, no, if you are in a particular bad situation. The tarot is more, the tarot in itself, as we said till now, it has, it can give you positive messages or negative. In itself is neutral, so what happens, it happens. So but higher frequency doesn't mean that the tarot cards are evil. No, I don't want to. If it's that the question, no, it's not true. It's not that the tarot cards have a particular evil.
Right, because the cards themselves don't contain anything. They're cards.
No,
it's
I mean,
what we put on them. Like if we say one thing is good and one thing is bad, that's our perception, where somebody else says the opposite. Like the cards themselves don't actually carry anything. It's the perception of what we put into them that makes all the difference, I believe.
And you can charge them, with your energy. So it depends on the energy you put there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus the oracle decks are so many that you can't even classify them. There are different kinds of
and it depends on the person's story structure in their life. If their story structure is one is good, one is bad, you will have the experience of one negative impact and one positive impact, where somebody else has that flipped story structure and they're like, no, tarot cards carry a higher frequency than oracle cards. Like, you're going to find infinite possibilities. Okay, another question. Are you reading the energy of the cards?
Yeah, somehow, yeah, I would say yes. Because when I put the cards on the table, I check I try to read where the energy is going, a kind of flux of energy. And so I follow it, yes, somehow. But I'm not touching them and feeling the energy. I am more a visual person. So what I read the energy according to the image, the colors. Yeah. There are people that may feel it with their hands, or but that depends on the different kind of clairs, no? Someone is using when,
Yeah. I mean, everything is energy. Everything is energy. So what you perceive out of it is literally your perception. So yeah, you're reading the energy, but you're reading the energy of your perception out of the cards based on your story structure, based on your belief systems, based on your whatever you're moving through. We have about 2 more minutes. If you guys have any more questions, let us know. Otherwise, Aless, where can they find more of you? What are you doing?
I am a tarot reader and coach. I help tarot readers to improve their reading skills and become professionals. So you can find me in YouTube as a Minty Tarot, in Facebook as Alice Minty, and if you want, I created also a guide, free guide that you can download from our website on how to read tarot like a pro.
Yeah, I mean, I highly recommend you. I have enjoyed because your information is feels to me so grounded and so logical, I guess is a weird word to put on tarot cards, but it feels so usable, understandable, easy.
I like to explain things easily, because sometimes in our world people are using technical words and
Yeah.
they look foggy sometimes. So I
Yeah.
prefer.
So this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for spending time with me and sharing your knowledge and wisdom. And I hope you guys liked it, those who are watching and participating. And again, watch Alessa's interview when it's live.
Thanks, Allison. Ciao.